All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris here, Better Investing. Happy Thursday. Today is March 5th, 2026. I did not make a video yesterday. I did not make a video the day before. The day before, had a pretty good day. Yesterday, not really. Couldn't really get anything going. I think for me, I actually ended up a little frustrated, once I kind of imported my trades into TradeZella, and I think I was up like $100. It just kind of pissed me off even more. Went on a little tilt towards the end of the day, and gave back pretty much a majority of my gains for the week. Was able to make that back today. I'm not perfect. I know that I'm going to make mistakes along the way. Just really just trying to, again, managing my equity curve. All right. Let's kind of just talk about the market really quick. Looking at SPY again, just very, very, very choppy, right? I mean, we can all kind of admit to that. Let me see. Where did it stop at today? Kind of like right there. Damn, that was the fucking low. I'll try to get. All right, we'll talk about that. But yeah, no, just not nasty action. I mean, just again, just choppy. There's not much to say. QQQ, very similar. Now we're working on like 30 days below the, pretty much below the 50. I mean, we had a close here, right here at the 50, but I mean, I don't really count that because we need to get no continuation the next day. Right, just trading sideways, trading range bound within a range bound market structure, right? Like definitely more tightness in terms of, the contraction we got for the last 30 days. And I think if we start to close down here into 590, likely we're going to, see that at 200 and probably lower, maybe 580 or lower. But yeah, not much to really to say there. I mean, we can go look at like the mags, for example. I think for mags, the line in the sand, I wouldn't say a line in the sand, but like where you probably want to kind of see this get back up above is kind of like right here, like 63. We kind of putting almost a double bottom here at this 60 location. Right, if you kind of think about it, right, that's the kind of look you're getting. Maybe we can get back above here, but from a structure perspective, we made a high, lower high, lower high, right, lower high, another lower high, right. So we do want to kind of see if we can kind of reclaim here and then start a new trend, to kind of see if we can get back up to here. But we'll see what happens. I don't really have a thought process on that. I'll just kind of observe it. I'll just go over a few trades today. SNDK. SNDK looks vulnerable, I would say, but in this market they'll make fools out of anyone. But from a moving average perspective, right, we are starting to curl down below both the EMA 9 and the 20. Looking here on the weekly, right, we still got about 30 so bucks to even tap the EMA 9, which we haven't tapped since we kind of consolidated. We kind of broke above 300. So I mean, again, this move is very extended. I've traded it to the upside, traded to the long side. I think like, below that 535 or 540, it's like a pocket really. All right, we could probably see some continuation down into the low fives. Yeah, but just kind of looking at it from this way, I'm kind of getting this look at it. Like it, look like it's ready to, cross over and go higher. But just flip the chart, you can kind of see has that same look. But it's a good chance, it is range bound. Could bounce here at this 530. So maybe you do want to kind of watch here, see what happens if you can kind of get a bounce. That was, a good trade that I took today. Oh, I mean, I can go into it intraday, I guess, really quick. Intraday, excuse my lines. Intraday, I was able to catch it right here. I actually chased it. I think this is a break of like, no, it wasn't a break of yesterday's lows. It was a horrible trade. I made money, but I think I chased. I'm pretty sure I played around it in here, but I did not. I mean, knowing me, like this is probably where I should have got more aggressive at. Looking on like a smaller time frame, probably could have got up in there. Um, yeah, break, get back below VWAP 194, stop 196. I mean, 594, stop 596. You're not risking a lot. But I think I'm pretty sure I was able to get it up somewhere here. But I made money on that. The really good trade that I took today, and I didn't go, crazy size because, this is a small cap stock. Um, The other situation with it is that you don't want to get caught in a squeeze and it halts, right? So um, I was able to kind of capture this right here. I think it was this candle right here. My average is like 26, 26 or something like that. And my stop, like 26.20. And my stop was right above, like 26.70. So right above like these previous highs. It probably looks easier if you can kind of see it on the 5 minute. I kind of again, I talk about like noticing like consolidations. I noticed the consolidation. I seen this breakdown, and when it popped back in here, I said, man, I can get in here rather than waiting for it to break again, and then really like, you know, wanting to still use that as my stop. I just was able to kind of capture somewhere in this wick or right in here towards the top. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna stop out if it gets over 26, 26.70. And I had placed my stop. And the move that I ended up getting, VWAP is around here at the time. It was a 3 to 1 risk reward, and I took it all off on this candle here. And unfortunately, this candle happened, right? Now, a lot of momentum picked up, and this thing moved even further. I mean, I can't get mad that I was able to capture, you know, um, almost $2, right? But looking at this, this is, from break of VWAP, um, that was another $3 or so. I was a little frustrated. Again, I had this marked out yesterday. I kind of noticed this yesterday when it broke down, and then like I think it was post market. I said I'm just going to draw this trend line. And then I looked at it in the morning. By the time I checked back, it was already going because I probably would have longed it. Right above the ready green spot, right there, long it. Picture stop right below that candle's low. I mean, you're not really risking too much. Um, to the upside to capture this move, and I mean that was a crazy move here. And you kind of see, even today, what it did was pop back, pull back into the opening. I mean to the yesterday's close, right? In 1860, and that's where it held at. Now it's $22. So, yeah. The trade I'm a little frustrated at, and now that I look back and see that was a level. I was trying to play this this SPY here. I was looking at it. I kind of noticed here when it had. I think I got in at two. I think it was 205. I got it on this candle here, the 205 candle. What I noticed was that it kind of undercut at the lows a little bit. It was getting brought up, and then once we got this candle here, this 2 o'clock candle came through. I just bought it here, and I just placed my stop right under today's lows. Right, so today's lows was 675.82. I think I picked my stop at like 675.79 or something, and then this candle kind of just knocked me out by a few cents, 10 cents, and then we get the move. So I was a little frustrated at that one. I thought it was a good opportunity to get on this. Yeah, because I was somewhere around here like 676.75 or so. I got a really good feel. I had market ordered in, and I was putting my stop right here. I only had 75 shares. I put my stop like right here, and I was looking at it and I was like, well, maybe I can get up a 2 to 1, maybe here. I mean, I didn't have a limit ordered in to sell, but I had my stop in, and then I got stopped out 30 minutes later, and then it went. So on 75 shares, you kind of look here. I mean, you do the math, right? That's 75 shares times 4. 7 times 4 is what? That's about $300, maybe a little bit more. So I was a little upset there that I didn't. I wouldn't say I was upset, but um, little just disappointed. I wasn't able to kind of capitalize on that, and by the time I got back and looked, I had a meeting starting right at 3 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock it went. So but yeah, that's all I really got for you folks. Again, I think it's a day traders market. I'm not even gonna fucking look at trade. I'm not even gonna look for daily setups right now. I don't think that's the market to kind of do this in. When things start to go, things will start to go, and then that'll be more favorable for you to start looking for those. Cause like there's been shit that I thought I can look at. Like I had a list here, for example, like okay, ready set go list type of thing. Look at this shit. Because the way I would want to trade it from a daily, like a swing setup, would be like, kind of this right here. And I'm just looking at this shit like this shit ain't working. But that's all for me, folks. Peace. God bless.